So, creepy-eyed Fuego, tell me, how do we normally get to see movies so far ahead of time, like The Ranger, or The Final Girls, or last year's Summer of '84? Exactly. How do we do that every year?
It's all due to the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival, which is a part of the Phoenix Film Festival. Personally, for me, my favorite festival of the entire year.
Let's tell them about it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Jaime and Fuego here.
And we are here to let you guys know all about our plans, and not only that, but all about the festival regarding our plans, which is the Phoenix Film Festival, which has a sub-branch, the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival, run by friend of yours and friend of the show's, Monte Yazzi.
Shout out to Jason as well.
And Jason Carney, obviously running the entire Phoenix Film Festival event. So shout out to both of those guys, and shout out to Patrick and everyone at Allied for helping us get access to this event every year. So we are here to kind of go through and let you guys know what the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival has to offer this year in 2019. If you're in the Arizona area, you absolutely need to make your way down to the Scottsdale 101 Theater.
Harkins, yo!
And make sure you take part in this, because Monty somehow digs up gems every single year consistently that we come away. Every year we have a movie that we come away with, or two or more, that we come away with and are like, man, this movie was so phenomenal, and I'm so glad we got to see this. We saw The Final Girls in the fall showcase, I believe, of the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival, I think 2016, something like that.
Something they've done a few times in October.
This is where we saw Bone Tomahawk as well.
That was another October feature, but dude, the one that really sticks out to me is the best I've possibly ever seen is The Transfiguration. I adore that
so interesting. I missed that one, but you loved it so much. Again, I don't think it's up my alley, but
But so I am basically, along with help from my cohort in crime here, Cecil, we are going to give you a brief rundown of all 20 of the films that have been announced thus far. There are still two secret little ditties that they're going to be divulging at some point before the festival starts proper on April 4th. It runs through April 14th.
They went a whole 10 days this year.
Yeah. Last year was where they first did that, and they are continuing the trend this year. So we're basically just going to breeze you through every single thing. Now, the very first film, the one that is playing on Friday, April 5th at 7:40 p.m. We have actually seen this film already. It is an A24 effort called Hole in the Ground, man. And just to jump to their
review already up on the channel regarding this film.
Indeed. It's a great film, and unlike a lot of the others that are going to be here, it's only playing one night only. Brief little synopsis here. You got Sarah and her young son, Chris. They move to a new home in the Irish countryside next to a forest that hides an enormous sinkhole. One night, Chris vanishes, and when he reappears, he seems unharmed and unchanged. But as his behavior grows increasingly disturbing, Sarah begins to fear that the boy has returned and may not be her son at all. We both enjoyed this film quite a bit, and yes, if you want a little additional non-spoiler insight, just to see if it's really up your alley, check out our review of the film.
I'll link to it at the end of this video.
Please do, sir. So then later that night, and also playing on Thursday, we have Body at Brighton Rock, which you will be able to see a trailer reaction from us on the channel as well.
Indeed.
Yes, this is from a director named Roxanne Benjamin, who also wrote this film. Brief little synopsis. Wendy, a part-time summer employee at a mountainous state park, takes on a rough trail assignment at the end of the season, trying to prove to her friends that she's capable enough to do the job. When she takes a wrong turn and ends up deep in the backcountry, she stumbles upon what might be a potential crime scene. Stuck with no communication after losing a radio with orders to guard the site, Wendy must fight the urge to run and do the harder job of staying put, spending the night deep in the wilderness, facing down her worst fears and proving to everyone, including herself, that she's made of stronger stuff than you may think she is. So that is also playing tonight, so you'll have a couple different opportunities to check that out. And now we get to the first science fiction entry. And
I love the sci-fi movies that Monty finds. I mean, there was one last year that was, what was the one that was the dude in the arcade games?
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god, we're going to space the name now.
Yeah,
but...
I feel awful about that because it was the dude who was in John Dies at the End.
Yeah,
it was,
I'll look it up real
and
quick.
I believe it's on Shudder, if I'm not mistaken. But as Cecil looks that up, just to give you a brief rundown about a film called Assassinat, and this is one that is playing on Friday, April 5th, and on Wednesday, April 10th. And this is a very brief synopsis, and this one is sci-fi through and through. A young girl must brave the alien wilderness of a faraway planet to save the president of Earth from a murderous astronaut. I'm going to be hopefully making time to check out all of these, and whether it's more along the sci-fi route or more along the horror route, most of Monte's science fiction selections do at least incorporate a few scares here and there, and yes, I'm always impressed with what he decides to go with.
That's right. So Sequence Break is the one I was thinking of.
That was like almost borderline psychedelic body horror.
It was. But man, there's so many movies that we got to see there. A Dark Song.
Yes.
We got to see. We got to see Dave Made a Maze.
Yes.
At the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival.
Visually striking films that I have ever seen there.
The Night Watchman, a hilarious one. Found footage 3D.
Yeah.
We got to see there.
Yeah, there's been
Low Life. You loved Low Life.
Low Life was one of my favorite movies last year. That was less
To Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story we saw last year.
Yeah,
like, man,
really
Monty knows how to program. Downrange, widely known now.
Yeah,
Revenge
too,
right? Yeah,
Revenge.
like
both of those
we saw a lot
year.
of really cool things, and the Ranger too. Marla May was on our worst list.
I liked Secret Santa. I mean, hey, you can't win.
I didn't watch Secret Santa.
Well, and also, oh goodness, what was? Well, you know, we don't want to meander around too much, everybody. But if you want to search any of our previous reviews from the festival, you can do that. So the next one that is playing on both Saturday, April 6th, and you have an encore presentation Monday, April 8th, is called The Bastards Fig Tree. Okay. And this is a foreign film from Anna Mulugaren, and synopsis for this one is in Anna Mulugaren's whimsical The Bastard's Fig Tree. A fascist soldier in the Spanish Civil War, so a period piece obviously, becomes a fig tree obsessed hermit after looking into the vengeful eyes of a young boy whose father and brother he had violently executed. So this definitely seems more so, despite being a showcase feature of IHSFF, it's going to be more on the dramatic side with possibly some just kind of haunting horror remaining elements and stuff. So I'm intrigued, and I'm definitely going to make time. Okay. Now we come to the one that I know is on both of our most anticipated list of the entire festival, and that is Nightmare Cinema.
Yes!
Nightmare Cinema
this is the one I'm the most excited about.
Probably for me as well. It's one that's been on our radar for a while. So stoked that they were able to add this.
We did a reaction recently on the channel.
Yeah, so this is playing Saturday, April 6th, and the following Saturday, April 13th. And so this is an anthology. And just to give you a little bit about it, 5 strangers converge at a haunted movie theater owned by the projectionist, who's played by Mickey Rourke. Once inside, the audience members witness a series of screenings that show them their deepest fears and darkest secrets over 5 tales. So Mick Garris directs the linking sequences set in a cinema theater where Rourke is the projectionist, and the audience are lured to view films which feature strangely familiar characters. I'm assuming ones that like parallel their lives and stuff. And you've got Joe Dante directing a sequence. Who else on the list? Alejandro Brugues, Ryuhei Kitamura. That's
Ryuhei Kitamura.
Yeah, that's the guy who did Downrange, right?
Downrange and No One Lives.
And the Midnight Meat Train, right?
Midnight Meat Train and Godzilla Final Wars.
Yeah, you've also got David Slade. So it almost sounds like if they turned the movie Popcorn, which I love,
Ryuhei Kitamura is bound to be
into
gory.
An anthology. It's going to be gory and crazy, I'd imagine. So that is definitely probably our most anticipated.
Absolutely,
one of our most anticipated.
When is that one playing?
That is playing both Saturday nights, so both April 6th and April 13th.
So I'll watch both of those then. They're both Saturday night. I'll probably hit both of them on the same night for sure.
So you have 2 different opportunities for that. Next one is jumping once again into the sci-fi territory, and this is one called Automata. And ironically, they do not have a description set up right now here on the website. But this is one that, if I'm not mistaken, has both Antonio Banderas. It has Melanie Griffin.
Oh.
It has so it's got some all-star players, and it is of the science fiction variety. If you just want to bring it up real quick. I'm sure they will have a description for it at some particular point soon. But it is only playing one evening. It is playing Saturday, April 6th at 9:40. And what does it have to say? So during a routine investigation involving robot manipulation,
it's labeled as 2014.
An insurance agent at a robotics company. So maybe it was made all these years ago, and now it's finally
getting mass release. Wow.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah, robots violating their primary protocols against altering themselves. What he discovers will have profound consequences for the future of humanity.
I'm on board for that.
Sounds like some Philip K. Dick type stuff, man.
I love Antonio Banderas. So
he's great, man.
I'm totally down for that.
I believe Dylan McDermott is in this one
like
as
him
well.
Too. Like him too.
Terrific guys. So now we will be segueing back into the realm of horror, and this is another one that I find that I don't really know too much about, but the concept intrigues the hell out of me. It's called I Trapped the Devil. And so this is...
I like the title.
Yeah, Christmas is supposed to be a time for peace and joyful family reunions, but when Matt and his wife Karen show up unannounced at the home of his estranged brother Steve to celebrate the holidays, they are instead greeting with a horrifying surprise. Trapped in the basement is a man, but not just any man. Steve believes that his hostage is none other than the devil himself. As shock and skepticism turn to fear and paranoia, Matt and Karen find themselves facing a terrifying quandary. Is Steve dangerously unhinged, or could the mysterious stranger really be evil incarnate? Either way, the stage is set for a true Christmas from hell.
That's awesome. I like that. That sounds good.
I love the setup.
I'm on board for that. When is that playing?
Only playing one night. Sunday, April 7th at 6:50.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
All right.
So we will have.
We'll probably be doing a live stream from Phoenix Film Festival.
Damn right we will. Any chance we get. So.
And we'll probably be doing Industry Night this year as well.
Yep, which is Saturday, April 6th, and that's actually free to the public. So if you're in the Arizona area, whether you're an aspiring actor, whether you have any sort of production savvy or distribution, or just want to get involved and rub elbows with people who do that sort of thing, it's one of your best spots to network with other Arizona just filmies, whether they're journalists, directors, whatever the hell they may be. Next up is a documentary that I'm super stoked about. It's called Survival of the Film Freaks, and this is actually featuring Ted Raimi, Adam Green, Lloyd Kaufman, Joe Bob Briggs, and it's described as Survival of the Film Freaks is a documentary exploring the phenomenon of cult film and how it survives in the 21st century. The documentary traces decades of film fanaticism up to the present, where the digital age has transformed the way we experience movies. Part love letter, part exploration of cult fandom. Film Freaks features interviews with genre favorites like Ted Raimi, Joe Bob Briggs, up-and-coming filmmakers, Jackson Stewart, M. Corando, Mitsutake, and many more. So this is obviously going to be kind of along the lines of a film that we were just talking about earlier that kind of celebrates the 80s. We did a trailer reaction to that today, but I just love anything that celebrates genre filmmaking, especially of the documentary variety like this. This is actually playing 3 different days, so you have a chance Monday, April 8th, and then the following weekend on Friday, April 12th, and Saturday, April 13th.
Okay.
Next one is a film you've seen already.
Yep.
But I have not. You actually own this movie because you liked it so much.
Where is it? Let me grab it.
You stumbled. So Cecil stumbled upon a film called... Thanks to Monty. Shout out to Monty once again. So this was a film called One Cut of the Dead, and it is a... It's a film from Hong Kong. It should be right over there on the counter, sir. Is it a Hong Kong film or a Japanese film?
It's a Japanese film.
It's a Japanese film.
It was shipped from Hong Kong.
Oh, okay, that's right. So that's how you actually... But it was streaming for a split second on Amazon.
One day, it was on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
And it turns out it was a bootleg, and it was not approved, so it almost... Well, it still hasn't technically gotten a U.S. release.
That just might be a bootleg as well, but who the heck knows? So, just to give their described synopsis, the film opens in a rundown abandoned warehouse where a film crew is making a zombie film, yet this is no ordinary warehouse. It's been said that it's the site of where military experiments took place. Out of nowhere, real zombies arrive and terrorize the crew. This may sound like the plot of a cliched zombie film, but One Cut of the Dead is something completely different. Starting off with a non-stop one-take 37-minute shot, the film then completely switches direction and turns the zombie genre completely upside down into a charming, audience-friendly comedy. A little bit of this has been spoiled for me, but everyone who has seen it, that I've seen write about it online, has said it is one of the best zombie films that they have ever seen. It is one of the best love letters to filmmaking that they have ever seen. And you have 2 chances to see it. You have Tuesday, April 9th at 7:20 and Saturday, April 13th, the final weekend of the festival at 7:45. So definitely...
That's a great one for a Saturday night.
As you have attested to, man, not to be
Amazing
missed.
movie. Amazing.
Yeah. We are once again shifting into sci-fi territory for a film called Redcon 1. And this is also another foreign film and has a very brief synopsis, and it's kind of a melding of horror and science fiction. This says after a deadly viral outbreak, an elite squad of special force soldiers must infiltrate a quarantine zone to rescue a scientist who holds the only cure to save mankind. So it sounds like a lot of things that we have seen before, but if it's an interesting foreign take, if it's a stylistic approach, I will definitely be interested, and especially if it's more of the action-centric variety. I dig that sort of stuff, going through like a viral, just battered wasteland with whatever weird mutated, creatures or people or whatever the hell it may be. 2 chances to see that: Tuesday, April 9th, and Saturday, April 13th. We have another sci-fi bit that we have to jump into before your next little horror taste. So this is a film called Excursion.
Okay.
And you have 3 different chances the final weekend, April 12th, 13th, and 14th, to see this. And this is a mystery thriller about an 80s devoted Czechoslovakian Communist Party member visiting his future self to make sure socialism still prospers. So this is definitely going to be much more on the purely science fiction side, especially if it's like, any sort of time travel. I'm always into that sort of idea, and I'm definitely down. So 3 different chances, April 12th, 13th, and 14th for that. Now we get to one that I'm very interested in. This is definitely one of my tops as far as interest at the festival goes, because it stars Amanda Crew and Adam Brody.
Yes. Love Adam Brody.
So this is a film called Isabel. And this, you have 2 different chances, actually 3 different chances to see it. Same thing. So April 12th, 13th, and 14th, you have opportunities. And this is a young couple's dream of starting a family shatters as they descend into the depths of paranoia and must struggle to survive an evil presence that wants nothing more than their own lives. I'm assuming this is going to be some sort of haunting or kind of ghost story.
It didn't sound like we were getting a lot of traditional stuff this year, so I wanted something a little more traditional. That sounds good.
And with Brody, dude, I
love Adam Brody.
Love Adam Brody, whether it's Thank You for Smoking. I know you liked him a lot on the OC, right?
Yep, amongst other things
and
that we cannot say yet.
He just makes a fun cameo in a recent film that just came out. So 3 chances, y'all, April 12th, 13th, and 14th for that. This is another one that is similar to a concept that I've heard before, but I like the concept enough. It's more sci-fi. This is called Last Sunrise, and you have 3 chances for this as well, April 12th, 13th, and 14th. Just in case you're not seeing a trend, the festival is very backlog, or very just, not so much backlogged is the proper word, but it's stacked more so on the second weekend, the back half of the festival. So it's called Last Sunrise, and it's described as a future reliant on solar energy falls into chaos after the sun disappears, forcing a reclusive astronomer and his bubbly neighbor out of the city. As temperature goes sub-zero, oxygen depletes, the only hope is a miracle at their final destination, District 4. Akin to the orphan Plantum Earth, they gravitate forward in search of light in the perpetual darkness. I love the movie Sunshine, which was done by Danny Boyle, and I think it's underrated. This seems like it's going to be that, but just hopefully with its own slant and its own interesting bits going down. And yes, that you have a few different opportunities to see as well. You have, once again, 12th, 13th, and 14th. So you're noticing a trend here. Back to horror as we get through just our last couple entries here. This is a film called The Chicken Party, and I've already read the synopsis. It's very strange, but I'm into it, man.
Go ahead.
So April 12th, 13th, and 14th for this as well. Directed by Carlos R. Valencia. Listen to this. Check it out. 2 Japanese sisters come to Los Angeles for the first time, and during their travels, they are invited to a chicken party, which is apparently a place to make international friends. At first, the party is nice and fun, but by the end of the night, it turns into a nightmare, and the sisters must get out before they are killed. Interesting. Okay. Yes. I'm on board for that. I'm curious if it will be more on the serious side, more on just the pure bloodthirsty. Doesn't matter. I'm on board. Who the hell knows, man? But once again, 12th, 13th, and 14th, you can see. So, yeah, that weekend's going to be busy. Pumped, man. It is stacked. So, yeah. Back into the science fiction territory. Once again, 12th, 13th, and 14th, man. Big weekend. And synopsis for Volition is as goes. A mind-bending sci-fi thriller about a man afflicted with clairvoyance who tries to change his fate when a series of events leads to a vision of his own imminent murder. But as he sets out to avoid a certain death, he comes to see that his pre-sentient condition is not quite what it seems. So this is definitely going to be science fiction with a little dash of horror, like, nice, hopeful balancing of the two. And once again, 12th, 13th, and 14th for that. Same goes for our next one, My Soul to Keep.
Why do I know that title?
It's very similar to My Soul to Take.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, so this is called My Soul to Keep. And
I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And if I die before I wake, yada
Pray the
yada.
Lord my soul to take.
Yeah, exactly. So synopsis, like
Is
many.
this a prequel to My Soul to Take?
Who the hell knows?
Right.
Like many 9-year-old boys, Eli Braverman believes something menacing lives in his basement. I know that last name. That's a menacing last name. When his older sister leaves him home alone one night, Eli discovers if this evil is real or all in his head. But what Eli confronts may end up being far more terrifying than even his worst nightmare.
I'm on board.
Simple premise, but one that I can relate to, being a kid that used to get the crap scared out of me many, many times.
It's awesome.
Next, we are jumping to one which is one of my most anticipated, and it's another one that is a one-night-only event. Friday, April 12th, we have a film called In Fabric.
Okay.
Check out this scenario. A lonely woman recently separated from her husband visits a bewitching London department store in search of a dress that will transform her life. She's fitted with a perfectly flattering artery red gown, which in time will which will come
Very
to unleash a malevolent curse and unstoppable evil threatening everyone who comes into its path. I'm getting some Clown vibes. The movie Clown, where the costume was put on and it starts to take control. That too, yeah, with the suit and everything. Shout out to Joe Hill. Awesome. So that is one night only, April 12th, which is the last Friday evening of the event.
We're grabbing tickets to that one.
Yep, we are down to our last three, y'all. The Spiral. This is another kind of sci-fi type vibe. So you have John Kane, a respected lecturer, is found missing. Later, he resurfaced and massacred a group of people. He was caught and sent to an asylum to be interrogated by Dr. Melanie Surya. Erratic, psychotic, and deadly, John was very much different before he went missing. Melanie soon learns that her existence is the key to John's sudden change of behavior. So this is more like psychological thriller, I'm guessing, but still something that I would definitely be down to check out. And once again, you have all of the second weekend, April 12th, 13th, and 14th. Yep. Next, we are down to our last two.
Okay.
And this is one that was just announced, which is Darlin'.
Yes.
This is
sequel to The Woman.
Yes, which is only going to be showable on Friday, April 12th. So,
I feel like now I need to watch The Woman before.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. If it's a direct sequel, most definitely. Directed by Pollyanna McIntosh. So this is a hefty synopsis. Found in a Catholic hospital, filthy and ferocious, feral teenager Darlin is whisked off to a care home run by the bishop and his obedient nuns, where she is to be tamed into a good girl. However, Darlin holds a secret darker than the sins she is threatened with, and she is not traveling alone. The woman, equally fierce and feral, who raised her, is ever present and is determined to come for her no matter who tries to step in her way. Continuing the twistedly vicious adventure of Lucky McKee's cult hit The Woman, which obviously we have to see now. Darlin sees standout star Pollyanna McIntosh both in front of and behind the camera. So apparently, girl from the first one is directing this one as well. Expertly commanding an all-consuming feast on the senses and sensibility in equal measure. And now we are down to the last of the announced films, with two more to come. So if you have interest in keeping an eye on all of this, you're going to need to go to horrorsci-fi.com, I believe it is. That's where you will get all of the information. You can also go to phoenixfilmfestival.com. But the last one is called To Tokyo. And this is another one that I'm very curious about the premise as it's described. 3 different opportunities, once again, April 12th, 13th, and 14th. A vulnerable girl hiding from her monstrous stepfather finds herself in the arms of a real monster. She has 4 nights to conquer them both.
Interesting. Okay.
Simple, but piques my interest immensely. And
if it's an actual monster, I have to be there.
Yeah, it really makes me wonder.
Demogorgon.
So, April 12th, 13th, and 14th for that. And we always have to say that the horror shorts A and B and the sci-fi shorts A and B are always a bunch of fun. We're not going to give you the rundown, even though they've announced what all of those are, because it's really exciting just plopping down and seeing just bite-sized bits of horror and bite-sized bits of mind-bending science fiction. It's some of my favorite experiences from the festival the last few years. The one that we saw where they were down in the underground tunnels in the Vietnam War was really, really exceptional.
That was amazing.
That was
I love that one.
Terrific short film.
And then the 20 matches the previous year.
That was really, really good. So there's always just the selections that Monty puts together for this festival, shout out once again, are always great. There's also a documentary called Hail Satan, which is not part of IHSFF, and also can't help but mention the opening night film, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, that is playing Thursday, April 4th, the very first night of the festival. Not part of IHSFF,
but hopefully we can get our hands on some tickets.
Yeah, and a film that's getting a lot of buzz based on Zac Efron, I believe is his name, playing none other than
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. So make sure to get your tickets now. You can buy for the entire festival. You can go VIP if you want to, or if you want to just pick one film or a couple films, they do offer multi-film deals, I believe, if you go for more than like 3. I believe they have like 3 and 5 ticket packages if you just want to see a couple films. So yes, definitely jump over to phoenixfilmfestival.com to get all that information, and also to horrorsci-fi.com just for a rundown of then you'll get some festival history there and all kinds of other great information. So that is your official guide from your dudes here at the Horror Show to the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival and all of their great selections that they will be offering April 4th through the 14th. So make sure to go over there, get your tickets, and stay tuned to us at the Horror Show here for all kinds of cool coverage coming from that festival here in the very near future.
Indeed. So thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Fuego, for doing the research and doing the rundown for us here.
Happy to, man.
Make sure you guys, if you are in the area, take part in this event. This is amazing every single year. Monte has a great eye for horror and thriller and sci-fi movies, so I'm excited to see what he's got presented for us this year. But
present them.
Yeah, make sure you take part if you can, or keep your eyes out for the films in the future. But thank you again to Monte, to Jason, to Patrick from Allied, all of you guys, for letting the Horror Show be involved in this every single year. We're very excited about this year, as always, and you guys should be too. So, thanks again for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime and Fuego.
And remember, stay scared!
And find your new